Hi, it's Mike here from Better Happy. Are you a small or medium business owner with a team that's in your organization and you find that that team that's either existing or growing is creating worry, is creating stress, is creating anxiety for you, and is actually making you more busy than you were before you had the team? Well, it doesn't need to be that way. And what I'm going to show you today is how, by tracking 3 key metrics in conjunction with our people performance dashboard that you can download after the video, you can increase the performance of your team, increase the performance of your business, but most importantly, take that worry and stress off your own shoulders and have a better quality of life where you're not constantly worried about what's going on within your business. So if you want to shift from never really knowing what's going on with the people within your organization, feeling like you're constantly struggling to balance and constantly feeling like you're working to balance everything and put out fires and keep everybody happy, to a place where you're crystal clear on what's going on within the organization, what's going on with your people, what's going on with your customers, and you know exactly what you should and shouldn't be doing, then this is going to be really useful for you. So this is the people performance dashboard, something that we've created bespoke because the things that are out there are way too complicated and don't tick the key boxes when it comes to people focus. Okay, so we're going to go through that in a moment. So let's look at the 3 groups of people that are essential for an organization to thrive. So obviously at the top, we've got the owner. The owner is the person that creates the business. It's you. It's the person that had an idea and made it a reality. After that, we added customers into the equation. Okay, these 2 have to be there, otherwise it's not a business. Okay, and then when we get busy, when we grow, when we want to leverage ourselves, we add employees into the equation. So we've got this 3-way dynamic of people. Now, if any of these are being neglected for a variety of reasons, the business is going to struggle. Okay, so if the owner is neglecting themselves, okay, because they just work too hard constantly, they want to do everything for everybody, but they don't look after themselves, then they risk burning out, okay, and that's going to have a major impact on the business. In fact, if any of these aren't present long term, the business is going to stop. Okay, if we just look after the customers and we don't really look after our staff properly, we just view them as a commodity, then the staff will become unhappy. Then we're going to have high rates of employee turnover. The staff are going to be disengaged. You know, that's going to have a massive impact on the business. Okay, and if we neglect the customers, great place to work. We're all having fun. It's nice to be at work, but actually the customers aren't happy. So obviously, for obvious reasons, the business is going to struggle. As I said, if any of these aren't present long term, the business will struggle. It's essential that we're in the middle here. So why is it so difficult? Why is it such a challenge? Why is it's a national problem, even with massive organizations that struggle now with employee engagement. Why? Okay, well, it's obvious because it requires a completely different set of skills to look after people than it does to start a business. Okay, so for example, I might have started off as a bricklayer. I might have been really good at that, and then I got a few more customers. So then I added a couple of guys into the team. Okay, I didn't get to that position because I'm a great manager or because I'm great at looking after people. I got to that position because I was a really good bricklayer and I was good with my customers. So it adds a new dynamic into the equation, and it can be difficult and it can be challenging. And we recognize that. And as I mentioned, and I'll go a little bit more into it, I've had my own experience. So that's why we created the People Performance Dashboard. That's why we created Better Happy, because we want to be happy. Everybody wants to be happy. We want to enjoy our businesses, okay? We want to enjoy the process of giving people jobs. You know, that should make us feel good, but we want to make sure that they're actually enjoying the process, and we want our customers to be satisfied. So all of us want that. Nobody doesn't want that. There's nobody in the world that wants unhappy employees. There's nobody that wants unhappy customers. There's nobody that wants to work so much that they lose their personal relationships and their health. So why is it difficult? Because we don't really know how to track it. We don't really know how to go about it. We haven't got the skills. Okay, and we're not very good, really, humans, at multitasking and balancing all these different things. That's why we need systems. That's why we need metrics. So those 3 key metrics are our team metrics. Okay, and we're going to go into this now because it might seem confusing, but it's really not. Our team metrics and how that affects our revenue. Our owner metrics. This is something that I haven't seen anybody else talking about or measuring. And then our overall, and then our customer metrics as well. Okay, so we want to make that as simple as possible. What do we want to look at with our team metrics? We want to look at employee engagement. This is a separate post that we'll do on that. There's loads of questionnaires you can do to find out how engaged your employees are. We've got our own, which I'll share later next week. Your employee motivation, okay? We've shared a post on this already on how you can measure that. We've got a free resource, I'll link it below, but you can find out how motivated your employees are with some very simple questions. And then we can see some other stats from that as well. What's our average absence per employee per month, and what's the turnover? These are essential numbers, okay? From these numbers, we know how our team is feeling, how healthy are our team, how engaged are our team, how motivated are they to be here, okay? And sometimes when we own a business, We might actually be scared to ask these questions because we know a few of our employees are unhappy and we're worried about losing them. But trust me, when you know these things, when you ask these questions and let your employees tell you, it can only lead to positive. It can lead to you seeing it there in front of your face and then going, okay, I need to act on this or change this. Or it can lead to those people leaving, and then you get better people in the right place. Okay, but it's essential that we track this, because if we don't track this, it's just something that we're worried about in our head, something we're constantly thinking about, something we're losing sleep about at night, but we're not actually asking about. Once we've got it written down in front of us, and you should do this on a quarterly basis or a monthly, we know exactly what's going on. We've got our finger on the pulse, our life is less stressful. Then we can see how that affects our business. And this is really important because a lot of people don't understand the significant financial impact it has on your business to neglect this, but also the significant profit impact it has on your business to address it. When you look after your people, your business will skyrocket. And it's really important to see that so that you can see the return you're getting from investment if you're investing in things, or you're investing your time into improving this. This is really important, your owner stats, and what you're going to look at here is how many hours are you working, how many of those hours are actually high value work, so how much time spent working on the business, not in it, and then how confident are you in the team and how stressed are you. Okay, if that owner's going the wrong way, if we're not happy, if we're stressed, then that's something that needs to be addressed. Otherwise, we can't run the business and be the leaders that we need to be. Customers, we can break that down into an NPS, a Net Promoter Score. Again, if you're not doing that, you can just Google it, how to do it. It's really straightforward. It might be something that you feel that, oh, I don't know how to do it, just Google it. It's so easy to measure this with surveys. And again, the insights this will give you are vital, because when we've got all of these stats here, we know exactly what's going on with our team. We know exactly what's going on with me, the business owner. Okay, well, I'm working too much, or I'm not, I'm working fine. We know exactly what's going on with our customers, but we see how it all interlinks. So my staff are getting happier and more motivated, and my NPS score's gone up. Or I'm working less hours, but spending more high value work, spending more time on high value work. My team engagement and motivation's gone up, my customers are happy, we're making more revenue per employee. Okay, but if you haven't got the data, which doesn't need to be that complicated, if you haven't got that data and you haven't got a visual dashboard you look at every month or every quarter, it's all these things are going to be going around in your head and you're never going to feel very relaxed or confident about it. So I want to give you an example of how I can directly relate this to me and why I think this would have been so valuable to me at the time. My first business was a gym. So I started that by becoming a functional trainer, developing a bit of a following, growing that slowly. By the end of it, we had 3-4 full-time members of staff. Okay, but that should have been a really enjoyable process, but it wasn't. It was stressful for me. I was worried, I overthought things, I carried a lot of weight on my shoulders, and I didn't really talk about it enough. If I'd had this, somebody could have said to me, that's what's going on, that's what you need to do. Again, I've had business mentors and I've had guidance, but actually there's some things that I think were neglected. So for me, my team was pretty engaged. We were a small team. They were engaged. They loved what they were doing. We tried to look after them. I know there's some things that they probably would have liked to improve. But for me, I was working way too many hours. Those hours weren't high value work most of the time. That was still coaching and not getting out of the business to work on it. I was very confident in my team, but I was very, very stressed. Okay, so for me, these would have been red flags. And I could look at that and go, well, we need to change this. Okay, because ultimately that's going to lead to, if it carries on for a long time, the staff becoming unhappy because you're not communicating with them, because you're stressed and you're not focusing on growing the business. So ultimately your customers aren't going to be happy either. Okay, so if you're not doing this, you need to be doing it in your business. The sooner you start doing it, the better. If you're a really small team, do it. Do it with just the 3 of you, just the 4 of you, just the 5 of you. Talk about these things. Use some questionnaires. Use the stuff that's available from our resources. Start getting an overall picture of what's going on and grow your business in that way. I guarantee you it will take stress off your shoulders and you'll feel like the weight of the world has been lifted. This is one part of a 9-step process. Okay, this comes into the top here, into the empowerment and the systems process. But as I mentioned, like with the motivation, well, it's all well and good knowing what the levels of motivation are, but how do we actually improve them? So we've got all this basic training below to make sure that not only do you know what's going on, but you know what to do about it. And that's our 12-week 9-step program. Download the resource below. Please feel free to, don't hesitate to get in contact with us if you want support with this, you want help with this, you want to talk about it more. But start looking at these metrics, use this dashboard, get it printed up on your wall, download it, and you will notice an instant change in the way you think about your business and your knowledge and understanding around what's going on within your business. I hope that's been helpful to you. If you're watching this on YouTube, please subscribe. If you are watching it on one of our social media channels, then please just drop us a comment or like, or let us know if you found it useful and what else you would like to see. Thank you.